game as a Buccaneer will be on the road against Drew Brees and the Saints. The two QBs are 1-2 all-time for both passing yards and touchdowns. And according to Fox Bet, the Bucs are now 4.5-point underdogs in that game. So, Skip, I want to ask you first, what was your reaction when you heard about Brady's Week 1 matchup?
I was angry. I was sick to my stomach. This game leaked yesterday afternoon. It's obviously the marquee game of opening weekend. Even Cowboys at Rams doesn't match this. And whoever knew that Tampa at New Orleans would be the game, maybe of the whole year in the National Football League. But this one's at New Orleans. And I was deflated to the point that it smacked a little bit to me, Shannon, of deflate gate, as in the NFL threw Brady under the bus. In this case, under New Orleans bus at New Orleans. Unfair. Just wrong. This is clearly the toughest game on the schedule for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's going to come right out of the box on opening Sunday. Fortunately, it's on Fox at 4:25 Eastern. Be there, watch that. We all will. And yet, it's unfair because with abbreviated preseason, I don't know if we'll have one preseason game. I don't know, but what we'll have no more than 2 weeks of training camp ahead of opening Sunday. Now, is it possible there'll be nobody in the stands at the Superdome? I have no idea. It's possible. Will they be sitting in every second or third seat? I don't know. But the point is, New Orleans on opening Sunday is going to be better than Brady's new football team. Obviously, Drew Brees to Michael Thomas is seasoned. It's signed, sealed, and it's been delivered. They can do it in their sleep. They can roll out of bed and know where each other is going to be. Know that you got to be on a dime running that route to that exact spot. They have chemistry, those two. Brady, as we speak, has chemistry with Gronkowski, but it's in mothballs, and they haven't thrown and caught passes in a game for 2 years, obviously, since the Super Bowl that they won together, thanks to Gronk. And two Pro Bowl receivers don't know Tom Brady yet. Are they throwing to each other as we speak? I hope so. But no game preparation. Probably, I don't know what's going to happen with the preseason games. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a couple, and maybe it'll give them a little bit of an edge. But with a whole new offense, a new coach in Bruce Arians, and a new advisor in Tom Moore, it's a lot to ask for Tom Brady just to flip the switch and try to play the toughest opponent at its building on week 1. That's just wrong. So you can look at my timeline. I immediately tweeted, okay, way to go, NFL. Saddle Brady with an opening day loss and then watch what happens. Because as I look down the schedule, greatness is going to happen. I still believe in this team, Shannon Sharp, the way I always did. I believe after an opening loss at New Orleans, just because they won't be ready for it, that they're going to win 8 straight games, including a revenge victory at home over Drew Brees and Sean Payton and company. And from there, they have one tough stretch, but it's all at home. And it's November 23rd, 29, and then bye week December 13th. And it's Rams, Chiefs, Vikings. They're at home, and that will be when that team peaks. You're going to see it in all its glory. That offense will be challenging Kansas City and Baltimore for the top offense in football. I believe Brady will be right in the thick of the MVP race in those 3 games, and I believe they'll win all 3 of them. They're going to lose, I believe, a couple of other road games. So I'll say they don't win a road game in the division. They'll lose at Falcons. They'll lose at Panthers. And as I said, they're going to lose opener at Saints. Other than that, they're going to win a whole bunch of football games. They're going to win 13. They're going to be 13-3. And by the way, Fox Bet has them favored in 13. So I don't think I'm out on the limb to say 13 wins for Tampa Bay. Hooray. Just watch and weep, Shannon Sharp, because you're going to have your haters' delight on opening weekend. I'll give you that one. And you'll come in and say, the king is dead. and blah, blah, blah. It's throwing a bone to the Brady haters in week 1. I got that. But after that, you're going to have a steady diet of fried crow.
Whoa, wait a minute. Now you're going to come on TV after the schedule is released, and you see Tampa Bay, the Bucs, open up on the road against New Orleans, and you're going to come out here crying and slinging snot? You just told everybody leading up to this, Tom Brady is better than Jameis Winston. Jameis just threw for 5,100 yards. Jameis just had 33 touchdowns. What happened to that? You didn't mention anything about Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and those receivers working together. Oh, Tom Brady will figure it out. Oh, who needs that? He's with Tom Moore. He has Bruce Arians. Now, all of a sudden, you throwing a tantrum on the floor. Okay, so what about Green Bay? They got to open up on the road in Minnesota. Cleveland got to open up on the road against Baltimore. You ain't say nothing about that. Oh, only poor Tom. So what you want him to have? A home game against who? Skip? Who you want him to play against? Cincinnati? Oh, it'll be right up your alley. Let us have Cincinnati. No, it ain't happening.
How about the Bears at home? I would have taken that.
Yeah, I bet you would have taken that.
Yep.
Skip, first of all, you knew Brady. They were going to pair him against somebody marquee. You remember when Peyton went to Denver? They opened up on a Sunday night against who, Skip? The Steelers. That's what happens, Skip. People want to see a marquee team. They don't want to see the Bucs, Tom Brady open up against the Bears, or against him open up against somebody that doesn't have a good quarterback. You knew he was opening up. They couldn't put him. They would have slapped his butt. You lucky. They didn't slap his butt on the road opening night Thursday against my homeboy, because you know he'd have caught an L in that one. I don't want to hear no excuses. 16 teams are opening up on the road. Tom Brady just happened to be one of those. So stop crying, making excuses. When you've been telling everybody for the last 2 months, oh, he's better than Jameis. If Jameis threw for 5,100, what do you think Tom's going to throw for? Jameis threw for 33 touchdowns. What do you think Tom's going to do? You didn't mention about the possibly abbreviated OTAs, mini camp, training camp. You didn't mention that. Now, all of a sudden, you get a chance to look at the schedule. He changed teams after 20 years. He doesn't know these receivers. All the things you should have been thinking about before you jumped on the bandwagon and talk about 13-3.
Shannon, at least they could have put New Orleans at Tampa. I would have accepted that.
Why?
This is just unfair. New quarterback, new team, no preseason. That's unfair.
But
you know it, and I know it.
He the GOAT. He the GOAT.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
now all of a sudden,
me that he's
the GOAT
way
don't
over
eat.
the hill.
Oh, now the GOAT can't eat. He might be a GOAT, but he don't eat like he used to. You remember GOAT, them old young GOATs, they eat a bunch. That's all they do is eat. But as you get older, Skip, you don't have the same stomach. How is that? Is that your GOAT? Is that your GOAT, Skip?
Well, I'm going to be crying all the way to my... Hey, Shannon, I'll be crying all the way to my Diet Mountain Dew swimming pool. Yours is full of tears. Mine is full of Diet Dew, and I'm still saying, you screwed them in game 1, but after that, they'll get you back. 13-3, Tampa Bay, and I'm going completely out on the limb. I say Bucs win the NFC and play a home Super Bowl, first team ever to play in a home Super Bowl in Tampa.
Bucs are not winning the division. Bucs are not winning the NFC. They're going to get the third wild card, which will be a gift because since they added a wild card, they added an extra team to the playoffs. So, Skip, I don't want to hear all this. You crying about the schedule making. Is that, oh, they should have let Tom be at home and let him open up against an inferior team. Nah, stop crying. Go play.
Okay, we'll go play. So, go ahead.
All right, we got Tom Brady's schedule out of the way. I do want to talk a little bit more about the Cowboys' schedule. I want Skip's initial reaction to the Dallas Cowboys and who they face this season. Next.